The last thing you expect after a grueling Tuesday is to find a cat on your kitchen counter, especially when you don't own one. The ginger tabby, meticulously cleaning a paw, looked up at me as if I were the intruder. I just stood there, dumbfounded. Then it spoke. Not a meow, not a purr, but a clear, crisp, and slightly condescending voice that filled the silence of my small apartment. "Took you long enough," it said. "We have a lot to discuss, and very little time." I must be losing my mind. Maybe it was the stress, or that questionable burrito I had for lunch. But the cat, who introduced himself as Copernicus, didn't seem to care about my sanity. He hopped off the counter, tail held high, and sat on the floor, looking up at me with an unnerving intelligence in his green eyes. "All right," he began. His voice, a strange mix of feline purr and academic lecture. "Let's skip the part where you question reality and have a minor breakdown. It's dreadfully inefficient. To put it in terms you might comprehend, I am not from here. Or, more accurately, not from this when." I just blinked. "I've traveled back from a considerably later point in space-time, and I'm here because in approximately 23 hours and 54 minutes, everything, and I do mean everything, ceases to exist." I finally found my voice, a weak croak. "The universe... ends. Tomorrow." Copernicus flicked an ear in annoyance. "Are you not listening?" "Yes. A complete, total, and irreversible systemic collapse of all matter, energy, and dimensional fabric. Poof! Gone. Not even a whisper left behind." He started pacing, his little paws silent on my cheap laminate flooring. "My timeline is, shall we say, a bit more advanced. We foresaw this cataclysm centuries ago. We are a civilization of thinkers, observers, but observation is not intervention. It took us far too long to pinpoint the cause, the single, infinitesimal variable that triggers the entire unraveling. And by the time we did, it was too late to act in our own time." He stopped and looked at me again, his gaze so intense it felt like a physical weight. "The variable, the starting point of the universal demolition, is you, Daniel, me. I'm an accountant. I spend my days staring at spreadsheets. The most exciting thing I did last week was find a $20 bill in an old coat. How could I possibly end the universe?" I asked, my voice trembling. Copernicus let out a sound that was half sigh, half hiss. "It's not something you do intentionally. It's a chain reaction, a series of seemingly insignificant choices you will make starting tomorrow morning. You'll decide to take a different route to work. You'll bump into a specific person. That person will be delayed, missing a crucial meeting. That meeting's failure will bankrupt a company. That company holds the patent to a new form of energy stabilization. Without it, a remote deep space probe, launched decades ago, will suffer a critical malfunction. Its power core will breach containment in a way that defies known physics, creating a negative energy cascade that will propagate backward and forward through time, erasing existence itself." He said it all so matter-of-factly, as if explaining why the litter box needs cleaning. My head was spinning, a different route to work. That's it. That's the cosmic trigger. So, you're here to tell me to take my usual route to work? I asked, a flicker of hope in my chest. Maybe this was easy to fix. Copernicus sat down again and began grooming his tail, a gesture that seemed both perfectly cat-like and deeply ominous. "Oh, no," he said, not looking at me. "That's the problem with chaos theory. The system is too sensitive. If I tell you not to do it, your awareness of the choice itself changes the equation. You might hesitate, you might overthink it, and the outcome could be even worse. We've run millions of simulations. Any attempt to simply alter your behavior results in failure. The universe is stubbornly insistent on ending." A cold dread washed over me. Then ... what's the point? Why are you here if you can't stop it? I sank onto a kitchen chair, my legs suddenly unable to support me. The cat, Copernicus, finally stopped grooming. He padded over, and to my utter astonishment, hopped onto my lap. He was surprisingly heavy, a solid, warm presence that was utterly at odds with the terrifying news he'd delivered. He started to purr, a deep, rumbling sound that vibrated through my whole body. It was almost ... comforting. "There is only one solution," he purred, his voice now softer, more intimate. "One variable that can be removed from the equation with a 100% success rate. One action that ensures the cascade event never begins." He looked up, his green eyes glowing faintly in the dim kitchen light. He nuzzled his head against my chest, and for a moment he was just a cat. A sweet, affectionate little creature. But then he spoke again, his voice a low, final whisper. "The simulations are quite clear. Daniel, the only way to save the universe is to make sure you don't wake up tomorrow morning." My heart stopped. The purring continued, a soothing, rhythmic sound. He began to knead my stomach with his paws, a gesture of comfort. But then I felt it, a tiny, sharp prick through the fabric of my shirt. Then another. I looked down. From the tips of his claws, a faint, bluish liquid was seeping into my skin. My arms started to feel numb. My vision blurred at the edges. Copernicus just kept purring, his eyes closed in seeming contentment. "Don't worry," he murmured, his voice growing distant. "It's painless. And in a way, you'll be the greatest hero in history. No one will ever know it, of course. But I will. I'll remember you, Daniel, the man who had to die so that everything else could live." The numbness spread, a cold tide rising up my chest. The last thing I saw was the face of a little ginger cat purring on my lap, saving the universe one quiet, Tuesday night at a time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that little trip into the unknown. If you love stories that make you think and question everything, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more mysteries from across time and space coming your way. See you in the next one.